Yo, yo, yo. Just go across. Don't worry about who's coming. See if we get anybody in here. What up? What up? What up? Man, nothing much. Nothing much. On this ride home. But I will be on not with Mark Rogers, but the voice of college football. Fall camp underway. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, I'll be on with the voice of college football, Michigan, the Michigan channel. Next, I don't know the exact day, but it's August the 8th, 8 o'clock, and it's a call-in show too. If I was to go back with Jesse and Mike's defense against like 2018, 2019, or even 2017 probably too, because that game was close. Oh yeah, we probably win those games. If not win it, it's definitely going to be a closer game. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be a closer game because those were good Michigan teams. They were just kind of held back by Don Brown. I was talking to somebody, that was Menace's chat, and some of them, Don Brown wasn't that bad. Like, bro, Don Brown was bad. He built up great defenses against bad teams, played a team with similar talent, he'd get exposed. Like, the proof is in the pudding. College football, you have to look deeper than just numbers. You have to look, if you're at a big time program, you can't just, oh well, they're so great, and then they lose against the team. Penn State, great example. Penn State. You can't say, oh, they're so great, and then every time they lose to Michigan and Ohio State, the best two teams on their schedule. You know what I'm saying? So that was with like Don Brown. College isn't the pros. You have to look at what a team does against the good competition. You're going to play 60% garbage teams half the time. Why folks sleeping on Michigan? I don't know. Hurry up with my pizza. I got your pizza right here. There go your pizza. It's on the way. It's on the way. You got it? Did you get it yet? There you go. But I can't look at the chat much, but don't think I won't snipe you. Don't think I won't. But yeah, the big thing, well, let's get this out the way. This Stallion stuff, because I know people want me to cook on that. Right now it's just speculation. Everything with that is all speculation and stuff. And people that have been watching me, they know I don't like talking about this stuff that much, really. I like to talk football. All this speculation, I've got a report here, I've got a report there, there's a report about this. I'm just waiting to see, because everybody's got, it's just opinion right now. It's all opinion. Nobody's got facts on the case just quite yet. It's all opinion. We'll find out when it happens. But I want to talk football. You know, that's my forte. That's my niche is football. You know, you can save all that for like Buckeye Scoop and, you know, whoever wants to report that type of stuff. It does nothing for me. You know, it does nothing for me. But fall camp, that's what I'm worried about. I've been trying to find some reports about fall camp or something. Like what happened at the first day of practice? Somebody give me something. That's what I've been trying to find. And you know what's crazy? Y'all know I watch a lot of Ohio State stuff, mainly because I want to learn. I want to know about them. That's our biggest rival. I want to know the ins and outs about them. And so I'm seeing report after report for their team on what's going on, what happened at practice on the first day of practice and stuff. I'm like, bruh, but I can't find nothing on Michigan. I'm like, man. I'm talking about just report after report. It's like, bruh, but it is what it is. But I'm waiting to see something so we can get something out of practice. You know, just give me something. I'm thirsty. Give me something. What's going on? Yep. Only gonna win 7 games this year. We got another one. I ain't got no moderator in here. I done stopped so I can boop. I get you out of here too. Boop. Boop boop. But I'm gonna start when I do more lives, and especially when the season starts, I'm gonna start doing subscriber only lives. I'm gonna start doing a lot of subscriber only lives. But a lot of people don't know exactly what Michigan has. They're just kind of lazy with what they know about the team. So they just look at how many people left, JJ left, Harbaugh left, and then they just kind of go with, oh, okay, they're gonna lose 5 games or at least 4 type of stuff. You know, they're not informed about Michigan really. Yeah, they saying Texas gonna blow us out. You know, I'm going home from work. When I do these, I'm coming home from work. It just means I got a long drive. But yeah, they're just not informed. They think Texas is gonna blow us out. And this is the thing about this Michigan team. There's things we don't know, but when we're talking defense, that's not something we don't know. That defense is going to be lights out. That defense is going to be lights out. And for people that think otherwise, well, it's going to be bad for you because when you realize that defense is lights out and it's going to keep Michigan in games regardless, you just best hope you're not on the schedule. That's all you better be worried about. You just hope you ain't on that schedule because that defense is going to smack you in the mouth. And I think the defense is going to be more physical with the additions of Barham and, Barham, Zeke Berry, what's his name? A healthy Will Johnson. A healthy Will Johnson will smack you. He'll smack you. He kind of didn't do that as much last year since he was dinged up like the whole year. Hausman actually starting this year, I think that defense is going to be fast and physical. They're going to smack you around, So that's going to be that's the big thing right there. But I think everybody's nipping at the heels. Everybody wants to know about what's going on with the quarterbacks. What was Kirk Campbell said it's going to go by? They're going to be going by seniority or age or something like that, which. With reps, which would be Tuttle, Davis, Warren, Orgy, Denegal, Jaden Davis. Which it's an interesting take on it. But the big thing is you got to find that starter. You got to find that guy and get him as many reps with the ones as you can. That's the big thing. And that's what I'm with them. Not with them. Kind of. I'm sure they have an idea of who it's going to be, and I think it's going to be one of those three: Tuttle, Orgy, or Davis Warren. You have to figure it out, and you have to get this dude the reps so he can get as comfortable as possible. This ain't. If we had the same schedule as last year, I honestly would barely be worried about any of this quarterback stuff. I would barely be worried about it. If we had ECU and whoever we played last year, I can't even remember. But if we had 3 cupcakes to start the season and almost 4 or 5 weeks before we play a good team, I wouldn't be worried about most of this stuff with the quarterback, because we'd have so much time to figure it out in game. We can have a preseason, like they did with Cade and JJ. Well, Alex Orgy's gonna start this week. Well, Tuttle's gonna start this week. Davis Warren's gonna start next week. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even care. But the fact that we got Texas week 2 and we got a way tougher schedule in general, it just puts a lot more pressure on the situation. You really don't. Just like I heard a quote from Kenneth Grant was saying, they were saying, we're trying to be ready to go in August. We're trying to be fully ready to go in August, because everybody knows we don't have that time to gel like we did last year. We have to be ready to be lights out by the end of August. You know what I'm saying? The hammer is coming. Just give the ball to Tuttle. We don't want a circus at QB. Yeah, just because you give him the ball don't mean he's going to be good with it. That's the thing. Defense will be good. We just don't know about the depth last year. Yeah, last year depth was crazy. The hammer is coming. But yeah, you can give the ball to Tuttle, but that, the thing is he going to be good? We still don't know yet. He's been around a long time. He should be good. But it don't work like that. It don't work like that. And, the thing about quarterbacks is, and this is what I hate about quarterbacks, honestly, you don't know how good they truly are until they get in the game. You don't know how good a quarterback truly is until those lights are on. And you could say that for a lot of positions, but quarterback the most, because one, they don't get hit in practice. They don't get hit in practice. So, you can do things in practice and, but when it comes to Saturday and you about to get hit, you about to have to make that throw with that blitz coming and he's about to hit you in the chops. That's a different story. How are you after a couple of hits? Does that get your blood going, or does that make you gun shy? Which one? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I hate having to evaluate quarterbacks, from practice type of stuff. I like to evaluate them from games, and that's the thing. Right now, they can't really evaluate none because none of them have the game experience. Jack Tuttle from Indiana, that was so long ago. You can't take, it wasn't good. So you don't want to take that from, garbage time. I don't take nothing from that, and you really shouldn't take nothing from garbage time. That's why it's called garbage time. He looked good in garbage time. Yeah, we're up 30. That defense it's not that. They're getting killed. You know what I'm saying? He's going against a demoralized defense. There we go. So that's the thing that bothers me, is the evaluation. Yeah, in practice they might say, "Hey, Davis Warren looks great. He's the starter. We're gonna go with Davis Warren." Then in the games, he don't look like that. And Alex Orji, he's the starter. He looks great. Then in the game, he don't look great. Jack Tuttle, same thing. That's my worry. You know, if I want to say I'm worried about it, that's it. Because practice ain't the game. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to find out. But I'm interested to see the reports. I'm interested to see them. Forget interested. I'm hungry for it. I'm hungry for some reports from camp already. I need a full breakdown of practice. I need to know everything. I need a full breakdown of what's going on. But yeah, the situation now, like Ohio State's schedule is easy. They got the freedom to do some of that stuff, you know, if they wanted to find out about some of these guys. Michigan doesn't have that freedom this year, you know. And hell, just like last year, I think they had Notre Dame kind of early, so they couldn't really do it last year as much as they might have wanted to, you know. But Harbaugh's different. Not too many dudes do what Harbaugh did. Jesus, these potholes are monsters. Not many coaches do what Harbaugh did in 2022 with Cade and JJ, with them each starting a game. You get a start, all right. Now you get a start. It's on you. You want to be the starter? Go take it. Take it. You know. Honestly, I wish we could do that, so we could evaluate. You know what I'm saying? So we could evaluate in actual games who should be the starter. You know, that's the thing. I be wanting to evaluate these dudes myself. But we getting into it. We getting into it. What else? Wink. I think Wink has had enough of y'all talking about Don Brown, talking about Dr. Blitz 2 and all that. Wink done had enough of hearing that. Y'all comparing me to this dude when I'm a Super Bowl assistant coach. I've got a ring, and I've been in the NFL for like a decade. And y'all got the nerve to compare me to this dude? I'd be mad if I was him too. Y'all better check my resume, whether I got fired from somewhere or not. You better check my resume. Got the nerve to be comparing me to this dude. I'd be hot if I was Wink. But honestly, it's a good thing for us. So just to make sure you know, don't be blitzing all the time. just know, we watching. We watching you now. Don't you be out there blitzing like crazy. Don't you do it. But I like Wink. I can't front. I like Wink. I like what I hear from when he talks, because you can tell he knows the game, and he knows how to get guys prepared to be successful. You know, you can hear it, and he's got the expectation that he wants us to be the #1 defense. And with all them dudes you got coming back on defense, whether it was guys that came back or whether it was transfers, you got the bullets to be the #1 defense. So that's the set. Let's set the expectation. Let's set the standard right now. We expect to be the #1 defense. I like that. Let's not beat around the bush on what we expect on this side of the ball. I like that. We setting the expectation. We're going to come out and be great again. Wink is just dealing with Don Brown. I don't adjust to the slants for the entire game. Once we get some live game calls, people will calm down. Yeah. 30 days. We've been killing the recruiting. Yeah, recruiting's been going crazy. If they were so unsure at QB, why didn't we address this after JJ declared? Well, you got to understand that early offseason was a circus for Michigan. Early this offseason, it was a circus. You know what I'm saying? Because when Jim Harbaugh left, Well, first we didn't know if he was going to leave. Start there. Then when he finally did leave, we didn't know for sure that they were going to give Sherrone the job. And even if they did, even if they knew they were going to give him the job, he still had a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So by the time that, because not only did Jim leave, you had Jesse leave, you had all these other coaches leave. So now you can't just think about the roster. You also have to hire all these coaches and stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is just my opinion. I don't know this for a fact. This is just on the outside looking in, my way of thinking. Like, he just had a lot on his plate. Honestly, that's what I think what happened. Just had a lot on his plate. And you know, the best quarterbacks, they signed pretty early. Like, the best transfer quarterbacks, they kind of got picked up fast. You know what I'm saying? While we had the circus going on. I think by the time it was clear cut, okay, we've settled down, there was nobody left, really. You know, there was nobody left by the time Sherrone probably settled in as I'm the head coach. I've gotten this taken care of with the hires and doing all this stuff. There wasn't nobody in the portal, nobody good. Not that I saw. You know, you had dudes that kind of knew. Then you had some dudes that knew where they wanted to go, kind of. Like Cam Ward, he went early to Miami. Miami. I believe Will Howard did too. Went pretty fast to Ohio State. DJ Ogunleye, he went to FSU soon. You know what I'm saying? The top quarterbacks seem to know where they already wanted to go. Riley Leonard, he went to Notre Dame pretty fast. Like, the top quarterbacks, they went fast to where they wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? And also, this is another thing. None of those teams had a game in January. You know what I'm saying? As soon as we won the national championship, like Quinshon Judkins, that would have been a great pickup for us, or whoever. As soon as the national championship was over, he declared for Ohio State. You get what I'm saying? So some of these dudes, they already kind of knew where they were going, and they had already been talking to these teams. Whether they should have or shouldn't have been, I don't know the rules on that, but they already kind of knew where they wanted to go. They didn't have no games. Ohio State didn't have no games. Only team that had games still in January was Michigan and Washington. You know what I'm saying? So our offseason wasn't like anybody's, really. You know what I'm saying? From playing in early January, winning the title, to waiting to see what Harbaugh's going to do, to then waiting to see, is Sherrone going to be the head coach? Then he has to hire all these dudes, you know, see who does. All right, Ben Herbert's replacement. Do I just keep his understudy? All right, now I got to get a defensive coordinator. Now I got to hire some new position coaches. What's going on with Mike Hart? Do I want him? Do I don't? You know what I'm saying? All right, now I still got to worry about NIL. You know what I'm saying? By the time he probably got his real foothold of I'm the head coach, and all right, let's address some of this other stuff. There definitely wasn't no quarterback left, a good one by then. You know, you might have had some average ones, but not a good one, I wouldn't say. You know, that's just how I think about it. You know, I think as a fan, sometimes we think about this stuff like it's a video game. You know what I'm saying? But things don't work that fast in real life. You know what I'm saying? With all this circus, because we had a circus after the national championship. It was a circus. We were all on here like, bro, what is going to happen next? Is this guy going to leave or is he not going to leave? Reports are, and then he does leave. All right. Hopefully he doesn't take Jesse Minter. I'll go 4 days later, Jesse Minter leaving with Harbaugh. God. All right. Oh, he's taking Ben Hurt 4 days later. He's taking Ben Herbert. God. You know, where's Mike Hart? Mike Hart hasn't been seen since the national championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a lot. I don't know why you trolls be coming here. I get trolls and I get these trolls. I get a lot of trolls when I'm doing the car lives. And they lucky, because if I was at home, I would really give you the energy that you deserved for me to cook you. What up, bro? What up? I can't see. Trill, I know you saying, I can't see what you saying right now. When I stop, I'm gonna see what you saying. But yeah, it's just a lot, you know. But I think they got trust in these dudes. I mean, let's be real. All these dudes been around for like 3 years. They've been in the system for 3 years. So you would think somebody has got a good grasp of it and can make the throws and be a difference maker, you know. You would think, you know, and my expectations, like if Tuttle's the quarterback, I got different expectations for different quarterbacks. If Tuttle or Davis Warren, I need them to be about 65% passing. You know, I need them up at about 65. If it's Orgy, I think it's going to be I got a different expectation. I need him at about 60. I need him at about 60. Because I'm expecting to get 1,000 out of him on the ground. And that's my expectation. I need about 1,000 out of you on the ground, Orgy. That's if the Orgy's the starter. And he's not 65, 67, 68%. I'm fine with 60% if you're giving me 1,000 on the ground and about 10, 15 TDs on the ground. That's what I need. That's what I need. You know? Because I look up, I get bored and I just look up random things. I'll look up about Vince Young, quarterbacks that, and this is my thing about Orgy while I'm on this quarterback. His footwork, people talk about his mechanics and stuff like that, which they look a little funny. But I don't care how it looks. I really don't. I don't care how it looks. I just need it to be accurate. However you can get it there and be accurate. I don't care if you throw it however you want to. Throw it however you want to. As long as it's accurate. Vince Young, he had that sidearm kind of release. Which, I mean, it didn't bother because he was 6'5", 6'6". But he had that kind of sidearm release. But it was good enough. It was good enough. But you know what he did? He gave you 1,000 on the ground. I need that 1,000. Now Braxton Miller didn't win a championship, but they were on the edge. He had him on the edge. You know what I'm saying? And he was a nightmare to deal with. That boy was a nightmare. You talking about get in the open field and do something nasty. But Braxton Miller, Braxton Miller was like 55, 58, and then I think his last year at quarterback, I think he was around 60 something. But he was giving you 1,000 on the ground, 10, 15 TDs. That's what I need. If you're not gonna be as accurate of a passer, I need that 1,000 on the ground. And them 10 to 15 TDs up from the ground. That's what I need. That's if you're gonna be the starter and you're not super accurate. I need that 1,000. I got to have it. That's if it's Orgy. Because I know people gonna complain. People will complain about the accuracy. But if he giving me 1,000 on the ground, that's a lot of yardage. That's a lot of first downs. with the 10-15. That's what I need from him. You know. But it's gonna be interesting. I really just want some reports to come out. You know, I think that was me and P. Marion. We were on Michigan Insider with Sam Webb earlier, and they were just harping on this. They spent more time talking about the Stallion speculation and Ohio State fans mad about the Stallion stuff. Bro, come on. Who cares with this Stallion stuff? Like, I get it, but who cares at this point? Fall camp has started. Let's talk about some football. Are you ready for some football? I am. Come on. Now, what is going on at camp? Get tied up in this Stallion stuff. I don't want to hear about no Stallions now. The offseason is pretty much over. Camp has started. I want some reports from camp. Insiders. That's what I want to hear about. I don't want to hear about no Stallions no more until it pops up on my phone from ESPN. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll talk about Stallions or something really. But I want fall camp done opened up. Are you ready for some football? That's what I want to hear about. Man, I'm tired of it. Why is a movie coming out? Is it LeBron? Yeah, I'm ready to talk about some football. This long little off season we done had with all this. We done had enough of this Stallion stuff, bro. When it drops, it drops. Like, y'all insiders, please, if you're an insider and you can be on campus and you can get reports from camp and who's winning the quarterback battle and all this stuff, let's hear about that. Let's hear about that. Well, I wish I had the access to know to really know what's going at practice. Boy, I'd never talk about no Stallions and none of that stuff. Been waiting for some football for some months. What has it been? 4-5 months or something since the spring game? All right, we need to talk about what's going on in camp. Who looked good? Because the thing about camp is every time they practice, you can come with a piece of information. Okay, Davis Warren looked sharp today. Alex Orji struggled. Jack Tuttle he wasn't great, but he was steady Eddie. Man, Donovan's a beast. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on. Do y'all job. Do your job. Insider. Like, I don't want to hear no Stallion speculation. I want to know who the third running back is looking like. That's what I want to know. You know, how's Cole Cabana looking? Is he healthy? That's what I want to know. But yeah, I'm not sure what they seem to have trust in these quarterbacks. And you would think one of them would rise to the top and actually be good. You've been in the system for 3 years. Davis Warren and Jack Tuttle, 4 stars. They were 4 stars, they say. You know, Tuttle was and Davis Warren was before he had got leukemia and beat it. Orgy's a 3-star, but he's a freak of nature, which somebody rise to the top, you know. But people worried about receivers. I'm not really worried about the receivers. You know, I can't worry about the receivers until I figure out who my quarterback is. I can't worry about no receivers when I'm trying to find my quarterback. But I got faith in the receivers that they're going to be explosive. Like, that's the big thing, you know. And we're not a throwing team like that. You know, that's not Michigan's forte. So it's not a real worry of mine. But I do know they're fast. So I like that. That's a plus right there. Because, and this is the thing about Sherrone Moore. Sherrone can scheme a receiver open. He can scheme a receiver open, which he did a lot with motion. Like a lot of Roman's yards, like after a lot of Roman's yards, even in the cupcake games, like they were set up for motion and stuff like this. Like they were really, the route is highlighted like this guy's gonna be open. Like he's going to be open with the way I'm setting this play up. He's going to be open. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He's coming in motion. He would come into motion a lot, and they would snap it, and he'd come, whatever the play was, he'd come open a lot of the time. Like, so Sherrone can scheme a receiver open, but we got to know that quarterback is not going to be a bonehead and can get it there. That's the thing. Unless they are just making Orgy compete to win the job, we're going to end up with a QB like 2021 with Cade, who isn't great but can be at first down, so probably Tuttle Warren with Orgy as a change of pace. I'm blocking Buckeye Scoop. Yeah. Yeah, the wide receivers can't throw it to themselves, and we're not a throwing offense anyway. You know, so that's why I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about the offensive line and quarterback. Those are, because if the offensive line is boo-boo, we're going to be in trouble anyway. It ain't going to matter who back there at quarterback. Even if they do, if the offensive line is bad in general, they're going to have to start Orgy back there, just somebody that can maybe make something happen on his own. Either way, it's going to be bad year for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm worried about the offensive line, number one, because if you want to win, it starts in the trenches, and then the quarterback. People thinking Donovan ain't that dude. I think Donovan's going to have a big-time year. I do. I think Donovan's going to have a big-time year. I really think, in the fact that we have to play way more tough games, I think Donovan going to have about 1,400 yards. I do. Like, I know that's kind of high, but I think he's going to have the chance. If he stays healthy, I think he's going to have the opportunity. Yeah, Khalil and whoever that third back is going to get their shots. But I think Donovan going to get a lot of touches, because I think we're going to need him to, depending on how Khalil looks. Khalil has looked good, but it's also something to be said about Donovan, because he's Donovan and he gets in that open field, say goodnight. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing right there. Donovan gets in the open field, say goodbye. Here, I'm gone. Here, I'm gone. You ain't catching him. So that's the thing. As long as he is being patient, hitting the hole right, getting what he can, understanding the down and distance, not trying to hit home runs all the time, but understanding it's 3rd and 2. So what do I need? I need 2 yards. I don't need to try to go to the outside and get 1. I need to make sure I hit this hole and power for 2 or 3. And that was something that made Blake great. Blake understood the down and the distance. Like, 2 yards, I got to get 2. Now if it's, we go for it on 4th and it's 4th and 2, and it so happens to be a big play that's there, then I'll take it. but my number one job is to get the first down to keep the chains moving. That's number one. Big play, guess what? We got more downs to do that. But the number one job right now is to get the first down. You know what I'm saying? And Blake was just phenomenal at it. Like, he was just phenomenal at it. Like, understanding the down in the distance and what I have to get. Last year, Blake was a touchdown machine, boy. You're talking about a fourth down, a third down, fourth down, and touchdown machine. Blake was automatic. We got to the 5 last year, he was automatic. Like, you can count it. It might take 4 downs, but he gonna get in there. He gonna get in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things we're gonna have to see is Donovan, has he taken that next step? You know what I'm saying? Just because you put on weight don't mean that your mentality is, I'm about to run you over. I'm about to get them yards. Yeah, I'm getting them. Whether you in the way or not, I'm getting them 3 yards. Whether you in the way or not, I'm getting that touchdown. I'm getting it. Yeah. And that was the thing about Blake. Didn't matter. I'm getting that touchdown. I'm getting that touchdown. It don't matter what you do. Y'all can stop it on first down, second down, third down, fourth down. Cause I'm getting that touchdown. You can count on that. I'm getting in that end zone. And that's what was great about Blake. So it's going, as Donovan taking that complete back step, he put on the extra weight, but to me, it's more of a mentality. You know, of course, you have to have the body. You have to have your body right to do these things, but you still have to have the mentality that you ain't stopping me. You're not stopping me. I came out here to inflict pain. That's what I came out here to do. You know what I'm saying? So we still gonna have to wait and see about that with Donovan. Now Khalil, and I say this now thinking about it, we still don't know if Khalil is that good in short yardage. If I would be real, just really thinking about it. He's big, but he ain't really had to get no short yardage. Am I making it up? He ain't never really had to get short yardage, so we still got to find out how good of a short yardage back he can be, because we didn't see it. Blake was just unstoppable. Blake was unstoppable short yardage. And this isn't to say that neither one of them can be that. I'm just saying, we don't know. We really don't know. You know? So that's gonna have to be seen with that short yardage goal line back. You know, Mullins is a big boy. But just because you big, you gotta have that explosiveness and that want to, you know. I think it's a sweet science to be a good short yardage back. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see. But that's a little question mark to me. If I'm gonna be 100, and y'all know I'm gonna keep it 100, that's a little question mark for me, is short yardage back. It is. We just haven't seen anybody have to do it. We had Blake. Well, we knew Donovan couldn't do it last year. We knew he couldn't do it. But Khalil Mullins just really didn't get the opportunity to show that he could be that. And I'm not talking about a play here or a play there. I'm talking about consistent. Like, okay, he's really good at that. We don't know that yet. Let's see what y'all see. Benjamin Hall, I want to see what he's got, you know. He was killing it last year in the spring game. We didn't see him at all last year. We were spoiled with our own line and court, and short yardage was damn near automatic. That's a fact. That's a fact. Max Bredesen is a beast at fullback. If the running backs can fall forward. Yep, you're right about that. But yeah, so that's something we got to find out, Hopefully against Fresno State, we get a lot of short yardage situations, so they can, they might know from practice, but we won't know. That's one of those things we won't know. That's going to be one of our questions until we know for sure. Because 2022, we struggled in the red zone. That was something we struggled with, and that's partly because Matt Weiss. But we struggled in the red zone 2022. We really did. But 2023, shout out to Sherrone Moore and Blake in that offensive line, boy. We ain't have to worry about that at all. I don't think I had to worry about the red zone once last year. That's how good they were. And in the Bama game, when I thought to maybe worry about it, I didn't even have a chance. 2 plays and Blake was in the end zone. I was like, whoo, thank God. Woo, thank God, Blake. You know what I'm saying? Blake in the end zone, mean mugging. Like, what you worried about, boy? Told y'all. What you worried about? You know I'm that dude. Because once we got that lead again, I was like, whew, okay. Now the pressure on them. But yeah, because that college, the college playoff, you start from the 20. College overtime, you start from the 25. So I was like, okay, we ain't been doing that well. Don't worry about the red zone. 2 plays later, touchdown. Whew. Glad I ain't got to worry about that. Glad I ain't got to worry about that. But yeah, that's the question mark. I think the offensive. I got a lot of faith in Sherrone Moore. Some people doubt him in various ways, but I got a lot of faith in him with how he rebuilt the offensive line. 2 Joe Moore award-winning offensive lines, and even though we didn't win it last year, if you ask most people, if you ask them who had the best offensive line last year, and they'll say Michigan. Now, we know that a lot of the year, the offensive line didn't play that well. We know that. But by the end of the year, the people see the way we did Bama and the way we did Washington, they just kind of assume that Michigan had the top offensive line. Let's see. Yeah, they slipping on them. Guys honk. Oh, no wonder he honking. This dude getting out the car all slow motion. This dude done stopped the traffic to get out, let him out, let his buddy out. But yeah, I think they are slipping on Sherrone Moore. And we talked about this before, Ohio State fans, they discredit. And this is what's funny about them. This is what's funny. So they say, oh, well, he was the head coach for those games, but Harbaugh created the game plan. You know what I'm saying? Harbaugh created the game plan. But when you bring up Ohio State and them getting Chip Kelly, now all of a sudden y'all got Chip Kelly, so now it's supposed to be so great. So does the offensive coordinator, does only y'all OSU's offensive coordinator now with Chip Kelly, is he the only one that actually helps with the game plan? Because I'll say Sherrone Moore, oh, he didn't do that. He doesn't make the game plan. It was all Harbaugh, even though Sherrone Moore is the offensive coordinator. But now y'all got Chip Kelly. Oh, Ryan Day's not going to be doing the play the calling and all that. In the game plan, it's going to be Chip Kelly. Well, which one is it? So now Chip Kelly going to come save the day, but y'all act like Sherrone Moore didn't help make those game plans when he was the head coach. When he was the offensive coordinator and also had to be the head coach. Which one is it? I get so confused with this stuff. But yeah, I get so confused with them talking both ways. Like, bro. But Chip Kelly gonna... So Sherrone Moore was the offensive coordinator last year. All last year was the offensive coordinator, and then he was the head coach when Harbaugh got suspended. Oh, well, he didn't make any of those game plans. Well, he was the offensive coordinator all year. So he wasn't doing nothing. Now he wasn't doing nothing. Oh, but now y'all got Chip Kelly, and he's going to change Ohio State's whole everything. Also, so he does something now. So, so now he does something. But our offensive coordinator, he didn't do nothing. It was all Harbaugh. Which what are we talking about? It definitely was. This is the thing. Of course, Sherrone Moore and Harbaugh put. Of course, Sherrone Moore and Harbaugh put together a game plan, you know. But this is my thing. When the game starts, it's on the head coach. It's on him. You know, that trick play in the third quarter, the halfback pass. Harbaugh's not sitting there telling him, okay, third quarter, up 7. I think this is the right time. No, that's on Sherrone Moore. Those fourth downs. Harbaugh's not right there telling him, all right, go for it now. Now it's the time to go for it. No, that's all on Sherrone Moore. When you have to coach the actual game, you're making the tough calls. You know how many big time decisions are in a game? Like just play a video game and just think about how many fourth down calls that you might think about having to make that call. How many third downs trying to make the right calls because he had to be offensive coordinator still. Think about that. Like what are you talking? What I don't get what people try to say. Like him coaching the actual game wasn't a big deal. Like it's not a video game. Like it's not a video game. These big time calls mean something. These big time fourth down calls and things like that mean something. These big time third down calls mean something. And the game plan that you and Harbaugh made, it's not going to get you through all those calls. You're going to have to make some tough calls on your own. And he did. That Penn State game was just a masterclass in, okay, this looks bad. Looks bad, but okay, let me just run it down their throat. Let me just run it down their throat. Oh yeah, they was gonna feast on JJ, and they was, you know. And you know, I was going back and forth with Garrison about this because he was like, "Yeah, they knew what was coming, but they stopped your run. No, they didn't." Penn State was down 8 with 4 minutes left in the game. Blake took it 30 yards to go up 15. Ball game. Up 15 with 4 minutes left. Ball game. If you shut And this is my thing. If you shut down a run, you shut it down. I'm not getting a 30-yard run. You're not getting a 30-yard run for a touchdown if we shut your run game down. You ain't shut down nothing. If you shut it down, you shut it down. That means you get nothing. Not, oh, they shut it down. They slowed it down. I don't care if you slowed it down. You ain't slow it down enough to win. So what are we talking about? And the fact that you knew we were going to run it down your throat and you still couldn't stop it. You should be able to slow it down. You know what's coming. You should be able to slow it down. We out here playing with one arm behind our back, throwing right hooks every time. And you talking about they slowed it down. Duh, they should. Talking about they slowed it down. Well, obviously, we out here like this. We out here like this and still getting it done. Like, what are you talking about? They stood slow it down. They know we're going to run it every time. The point is, they couldn't stop it enough. They couldn't shut it down to give themselves a chance to win. That's the point. So, Penn State, 8 up. Michigan is up 8 points. 4 minutes left in the game. Blake goes 30 yards to go up 15. Ball game. You didn't shut down nothing. That one play right there just tells it. Because all you had to do was shut down the run. It's obvious we're not going to pass. Shut down the run. You could probably steal this game from us. They couldn't do it. I want to hear about you. Y'all only scored 10 points in the second half. Who cares? And we won by 9. So what's your point? Yeah, we scored 10 in the second half and we won by 9. Did you not get it? Like, come on, bro. But some fans don't like the fact that we're so cocky about that we won like that against Penn State with one hand tied behind our back and still won like that. It's just a fact that we did. Michigan was that good. We tied a hand behind our back and said, we'll win. We won't even throw it. 30 straight runs. Can you stop it? No, you can't. Ball game. On to Maryland. It bothers them that we were that good that we could do that. Well, y'all didn't just run all over them. When we ran, they had the number one defense. They had the number one rush defense, and we ran for 220 something. 5 yards a carry. If that wasn't running all over them, 200 yards is a really good rushing day. 200 and something. It's like 225. It's a really good rushing day. Whether it was JJ, since he wasn't throwing, boy, you got to run since you ain't throwing it with JJ, Donovan, and Blake. You know. But yeah, you know, that's the thing. So I lost my point, but we were talking about Sherrone Moore. But yeah, Sherrone Moore, he's a good coach. You know, he's gonna have to prove it now. You can't just go off of what last year, because if we drop those big time games, they're gonna say, "I told you it was hardball. I told you Sherrone wasn't good. It was hardball." They're gonna be right. They're gonna be waiting at the doorstep, ready to say that. I guarantee it. You know they're gonna be waiting. Same way they waiting on that hammer. Same way they waiting on that hammer. I told you Sherrone Moore couldn't coach. I told you. You know, they waiting for us to lose to Texas. See, he can't do it without Harbaugh's game plan. And all that type of stuff. They waiting. They gonna be waiting in the wings, you know. So Sherrone gonna have to come out there and, you know, give it his best, which he will. Give it his best, you know. You're gonna have to find that quarterback. You're gonna have to find that difference maker. And one last thing before I'm almost to the crib. But I like, some people didn't like what he said about the quarterbacks, saying when I find somebody who's gonna, make the plays and be the difference maker, and however he said it. I like that he said that, because that's what we need. And when I find that consistent player that can help the team win and make plays, that's who'll be the starter. Until I see that, hey, we're gonna be waiting and watching and seeing who can lead this team, who can lead these men. I like that. Some people didn't really care for it, but to me, it just makes dudes hungry. Right now, you want your team hungry. Everybody, quarterbacks. You don't want anybody thinking they got something handed to them, or I got the job wrapped up. I can. It doesn't matter if I play that well in practice. I'm the starter. I've got it all wrapped up. You don't want nobody thinking like that. You want everybody trying to get better. Everybody focused on being the best they can be. Everybody trying to compete to be the best. You don't want anybody feeling themselves like they can take days off. They can take days off and it's still gonna be all right. Now, ain't no time for no days off, boy. We got a tough schedule this year. Ain't no time for no days off. You got to put your best foot forward. Let's see. Think you got a good chance to beat Texas? Yes. That's because you know something about football. Oh, yeah. Penn State didn't seem that tough the way we did them. That's a fact. Yep. It said, careful speaking facts. You might upset rival fans. Penn State offense was terrible. Yeah, he was. But they defense didn't give him a chance to win it. They did a little bit, but not enough. They folded. That right hook, they couldn't stop the right hook, and then they folded. I feel like this year we're really going to miss JJ's ability to escape the pocket and find a receiver, especially in clutch moments. He did that a lot. Yeah, he did. And we're just going to have to wait and find out. We'll see. Looked like Davis Warren got a little of that in him, but, it took JJ a good year of starting to really get good at that without making mistakes or second guessing himself. 2022, he used to second guess. Am I going to run? Am I going to stop, not run? Which one am I going to do? Like, bro, just make a decision. It took him a year to really get that under control and how to, maximize what he's trying to do, because he used to second guess himself all the time. Looking over our roster, I love it. Yep. I wonder what Ohio State fans' excuse will be if they lose the game again this year. They'll probably blame. My guess is they're gonna blame Chip Kelly. That's my number one thing. I think they're gonna blame Chip Kelly. If we beat Ohio State this year, they're gonna blame Chip Kelly. Watch. The dude that they've been praising all offseason, that they've been praising. Remember last year? Kyle McCord's a 5-star. Devin Brown's a 5-star. Whoever it is, I'm sure they're going to be great. Ryan Day just makes quarterbacks, and he's got the 5 stars. Then halfway through the year, Kyle McCord is trash. And then we would have beat Charlotte if it wasn't for McCord. He's the worst quarterback in Ohio State history. But in the offseason, they were hyping him up. So if we beat them this year, watch. It's always the dude that they hype up the most. So they gonna blame Chip Kelly. I guarantee it. If we beat them this year again, they gonna blame Chip Kelly. Watch. They already said they go as far as the O-line takes them. Yeah, I mean, that's any team. I think that's every team. You know what I'm saying? With the O-line. You can't do nothing without that O-line. Pass block, passing, running. You got to have that O-line. Yep, or Will Howard will catch the blame. Yep, him. And if it's either going to be him or Chip Kelly probably. Or it might be both of them. He didn't play good and Chip Kelly was calling these garbage plays. No, it would probably be the QB or O-line that's the scapegoat if we lost to y'all. Respectfully, I got money on us. Well, it's possible. It's possible. But I done made it, y'all. I'm about to go in here. I appreciate y'all joining the live. So, I appreciate it. Had a lot of to get some of these trolls. I'm gonna start doing subscriber only lives. So, but I appreciate y'all joining and chatting with me for this hour, about an hour. So like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.